Hello, this is Owen Rubel, and I'm here to test, actually to demo my latest additions to the Akihabara HTML5 game framework. Um, my latest additions that I've added are to the inventory system. I'm working on adding an inventory system and an overlay system. Currently in the Akihabara framework. Let me just come back to, actually, while I have this chest here, why don't I go ahead and show this? In the Akihabara framework, as you can see, there's a chest here. Everything can only drop one item if it drops an item at all. It doesn't allow anything to have an inventory. And I wanted things to have an inventory. I wanted players to have an inventory. I wanted NPCs to have an inventory. I wanted monsters, so on and so forth, chests, so on and so forth, to have inventories. That was very, very important to me because, I mean, you can carry more than one item and you can drop more than one item too. So it was important to be able to have objects own more than one object. Currently within the existing Akihabara framework, it's just hard coded. Everything is just hard coded. So if a chest appears, it's hard coded that it contains only one item. It only contains that one item, and it can only contain one item. And I wanted to change that. So to demo that real quickly, I basically added it so that you can have them have an inventory. And as you'll notice here real quickly, poof, when I pop up this inventory, you can see partially on your screen there, it pulls up the player's inventory. And with HTML5, you'll have the capability to drag and drop, or hopefully in the future I'll have the have player settings so that you can set an auto loot setting so that they just autofill into your inventory if it has items in there or not. But you'll notice that the item automatically destroyed itself too. And hopefully I'll get that so that the item binds itself to the player so that you don't have loot stealing by other players. I absolutely loathe that. The other thing that I wanted to show, this is an additional that I could show as well. You'll notice that I built exits to other maps via doorways. Well, an exit can effectively be anything. Got to get rid of that chest after we use it. So as I was saying, an exit can effectively be anything. So as you'll see right here, this map is ending. Well, we want that map to go to someplace else. I mean, obviously that land goes on elsewhere. It doesn't just drop off the edge of the earth. So this entire strip right here can effectively be an exit, and that's what I did. I made this an exit to another map. But of course, I wanted to use different resources, so I did indeed use different resources. You'll notice that it is indeed an entirely different tile set, which I will probably convert over to this tile set in the near future. But I used this tile set to show the other thing that I added on, which was an overlay. Now the overlay is basically a map over the existing map. And the reason why I set up this fence with the sheep in it is to show this. Now, obviously, the sheep are basically like enemies or NPCs. It's no big deal. This functionality already exists, but the overlay did not really exist. The way that existed within the Akihabara framework is that it basically blit or rewrote the tile over which it laid itself in some instances. But I wanted there to be. Notice that they are solid. I wanted the basic rules of the map to apply, and I wanted to be able to effectively, you just said, this is an object, just place it. This is an object, just place it. This is an object, just place it. And that's hard to do for things like a fence. Notice I can see through it. It's a PNG, it's a transparent PNG. But for a fence, you can't just lay a fence. You have to lay each and every part of that fence. So you can't just say, this is an object, place it. You have to say, place each and every particular part of this fence. So you have to have an overlay over that map. So in effect, let me show you what the map looks like. So you've seen maps before. This is effectively that map. And then you have to have another map that lays over the top of it so that you can lay that fence. And so here you see effectively that fence, which would lay over the top of this map. So you're basically drawing two maps. One which draws the whole map, and then another one which draws the transparent resources that sit on top of that other map, which you want to be able to see that map through. Notice you're seeing the map through that fence, which is very, very useful. Like I said, in the current Akihabara framework, it just picks out objects, and you're going to have to say, you're going to have to lay those objects out into a separate file and build them all ahead of time. And that's kind of difficult to do because, I mean, things like this with the fence, you may want to change it with each separate map, and you want to be able, you don't want to have to keep rebuilding fences over and over and over again, so it's just easier to have an overlay. And that's effectively what I built here. So between these two, an overlay and working on a inventory system, that's what I've been working on. And we are also going to be working on, once we load resources from the back end, we are going to start destroying them, because I don't want people to be grabbing things or doing quests and then reloading the map and, hey, I can grab it again. So that will be one of the next things that I work on. But here was the demo, and I hope you enjoyed.